Hi everyone, Jess here, and I'm joining you with another Kitaholic Kits design team layout. So thank you for joining me today. I am using a circle punch to create my own flowers with the New Look kit. So I actually have a tutorial over on my Scrappy Sisters channel if you are interested in seeing that in more detail on how I made these flowers. I will see if I can get that linked down below, or I'll pop it in the comments down below there if you are interested in seeing that particular video. But basically it's just using two different size circle punches and layering those up together to make the petals. I then got a little bit of tulle and added that to the bottom of the flower just to give a little softness to the flower. So there's a little mini one that I made, there's a big one that I made, and I also made two more with a darker red pattern paper as well. So when I went through the papers in the kit, these cut aparts really spoke to me, and I really wanted to try and incorporate these cut aparts in my layers, and I just really loved them, to be honest. So I just wanted to get straight into them. They were the very first piece of paper that I even cut into from the collection because I just really loved it. Excuse me. So I know that I'm using this super cute photo of my husband and son Jack wearing masks while they eat their breakfast, and I actually just used one of those cut aparts and flipped it over to mat my photo because it's the perfect size for matting my photo. I have pulled this piece of 12 by 12 cardstock out of my stash. It is a yellowy cream color. I just felt for this particular layout that white was a little bit too stark for me today. Not sure why. And I wanted the feel of sort of this yellowy color, yellowy cream instead. I feel like this collection can totally go either way between being white or being a cream background, and I quite liked the cream. So as you can see, I'm just using those cut aparts from the cut apart sheet to make a whole bunch of layers underneath my photo. I've also popped a little doily in under there, and I'm now just sorting through the ephemera pack to see what bits and pieces I like and what speak to me and what I think I would like to include in this particular layout. So I'm not 100% sure the direction that this layout is going. I'm just basically building up some clusters around my photos, centering those around the flowers that I made, those handmade flowers. And I know I want to include the wood veneer petals because that's basically why I made the flowers. Those wood veneer petals really spoke to me, and I really wanted some flowers to go with those petals. Leaves, I'm sorry. The wood veneer leaves. So there you can see I've got my dark red maroon color flowers as well. So I've got 4 that I'm working with, 2 large and 2 small. Now that is a really unusual number for me to choose to work with. I would usually do an uneven number, not an even number. So I'd usually only have 3 flowers to work with. But for some reason I went with 4. I think it was to do with how many circles I'd cut out using my diamond pressed. So I just decided to roll with it. But to make it look a little bit more like I didn't have an even number, I put 3 clusters down around near the photo and put the 4th one up the top of the page there. And I think that kind of breaks it up a little bit and almost tricks you into thinking that there is an uneven number because they're in 2 completely different spots. So I think that works. They're like having 3 different clusters now. So there's the cluster on the left of the photo, the cluster on the bottom right of the photo, and then the cluster on the very top right of the page. And I think having 3 clusters with any number of flowers in them totally works. And that's what I'm sticking to. So I made the flowers in all the same way by cutting a little slit in the circles and overlapping those a little bit so that the circles are a little bit concave, and using those to make the petals. And again, I made a big one with 2 different size circles and a smaller one with just the little mini circles. Now, are you one of those people that lays out your layout first before you stick anything down? I totally am. I basically finish my entire layout on paper first, and then I get out my glue and stick it all down. Now, this has pros and cons for me. I need to do it this way. I can't commit to sticking anything down until I've really seen it all and I'm happy with it. But my problem is then when I do go to stick it down, it changes. Now, this layout is one of those. I'd originally thought I would put the title in the top right-hand corner in between the photo and that very top right cluster. But when I started sticking everything down, I just didn't have enough room for it. And so now it needs to go in the bottom left-hand corner. And now that's totally fine, but that's not in my brain where I had it planned. Also, the green pot plant sprig I put underneath the flowers in the top left. I plan to see more of those. It kind of gets wasted in under there, but for some reason I just can't work out how to get it on the page again so that you really get the feel of the leaves popping through. Now, it's totally fine. My layout looks great. I'm not actually worried about it, but it's just that concept, isn't it? That you spend all this time laying it out, that when you actually go to stick it all on, it never works out quite exactly the same. So, I am now going to work on my title. So I pulled that word cheeky out of my stash. It is a Heidi swap. It is from a very, very, very old Kitaholic Kits. Like, what are we in now? Probably a 2016 kit, I'm going to say. Like, one of the first kits I ever got. I can't remember what it is at all because I've literally used everything else from that kit. It had the Heidi Swap words and the Heidi Swap sticker sheet, the one with like the anchor and the pineapple. That's about all I can remember. Anyway, it's a very old Kitaholic Kits. So just popping everything down. My title is My Cheeky Monkeys because my two big boys were being very cheeky this morning, dressed up in their funny masks. They're actually really cool masks, just saying. Little splatter of gold color shine because I'm feeling a little bit stuck. So I actually do my gold color shine and then I actually go away for a little bit and just leave it chill because I know it's not finished, but I'm not super thrilled with it. So I cut off these extra bits that are hanging over and then I'll come back quite a bit later. Actually, it's a few hours. We're actually away on holiday. That's why my desk looks different. And we go off to a brewery. We're down in East Gippsland where the fires had just been. So we actually go for a drive around town and check out the absolute devastation. It's awful. And go to a local brewery just to, try and put back into the community, shop at the local shops and we ordered some food, we had a few drinks. I was driving, so it's nothing like that. It was more just to get out and try and support the locals, really. So, as you can see, I put a border on the layout, and already that looks way better. I also showed you before that I distressed a few spots on the edges as well. And now I'm just going to add a few more layers around my photo. So I'm popping in that tag. And the other half of the tag I'm popping over on the other side with another little tag that says love this. And I'm really just sort of layering a few more bits and pieces up around my photo. And that's definitely helping to lift the page. That border made a massive difference to this page. Did you notice? I totally noticed. It really has helped the page pop. Just that cream paper was just not enough. So I've now just pulled out one of the paper clips from the collection and I'm going to paper clip a piece of ephemera up on the corner there. I tried the pot plant, but it just wasn't right. So I'm just going to go with another butterfly. This is going to be my little butterfly layout. And I'm really happy with how this is looking now. Much better. I was trying to work out how to get that word on, but I just couldn't. So I'm using the other half of the photo of the circle that was up on the top right-hand corner. And that word says real life. And then we're done. So I put a few bits of stickers from the sticker sheet and I'm really happy with how this has turned out. It is a super cute layout. So much going on, but yet not too busy. I love those homemade flowers and that little touch of tulle just adds a really gorgeous softness behind those flowers. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this Kitaholics kit layout, and I hope you're enjoying your new kits. Thanks everyone.